Good morning. Wait for Andrew to get in here.
Good morning.
There you are. What's up?
Just watching these markets, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First off, I'd like to thank everyone for showing us all that fun in San Francisco and Sacramento. It was a great time. I had a blast for sure and learned a ton and how we can take all this information and help you guys become very successful traders. So thanks again.
Yeah. We're getting all the content that we had there, just so everybody knows, and we'll be getting some content out to you guys relative to that. We just got to kind of cycle through it. There's
It's a lot.
What, about 12 hours of info?
Minimally.
Yeah.
But a lot of good stuff that can help everyone. So
We're kind of at a crucial level here on crude relative to Larry's numbers this morning, at 57.35. See if this level holds here.
okay. I'll just cycle through the charts then. Daily, kind of at that all-time high. Same on the 4-hour. Oh, shoot. Deleted them all. 1 hour. I mean, it's definitely extended. I'd like to buy pullbacks. I actually see I guess the Nasdaq's a little weaker, or maybe it printed a new high and came back in. So relative strength-wise, it's kind of a wash, but it's maybe slightly stronger, which is usually bullish. We're actually getting a pretty big move down in the dollar, so looks like it's almost trying to boost the market up. Crude oil, it's definitely still bullish. I'd like to buy it down here. 57-ish. If it even pulls back to there.
Yeah, pretty big tail here. See if this is going to try to retest some of those highs.
On crude?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with this, but it doesn't. Oh. Make sure. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay. Well, usually when I see that headset.
Got it. Got to turn by on a 5-minute on crude here. Usually
Like,
good for about 50, right?
um, sometimes he's in the zone. I mean, obviously, I like the ones, see, like it gives it here and then it kind of fails and then goes. So we'll see. I don't know why, but I have to do this. I can't, this is always on top and I can't get rid of it. But we'll cycle through here. One little tidbit of advice for people that want to get something similar to these bands. On the T4, you go to Studies. So you right click on the chart, you hit Studies. Studies, there we go. And then it's Bollinger Bands. It's alphabetical, but it should be the third thing down. Double click on it, and it'll add them in. Just do the default version. So at least you have some kind of point of reference in the chart. Go 1 hour. Should get rid of all your. It's funny how those old fib numbers still are working, right?
Yeah, from Sacramento.
Thursday. Yeah, or
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, you're right. They were Sacramento Wednesday.
Can't make that stuff up, that's for sure.
You have to be crazy. 15-minute, 5-minute, and then I'll leave the 1 minute on. Shoot. NASDAQ 1 minute. There was some, I don't know, kind of strange algos in here. It clipped me, unfortunately. I don't know if you saw it, but unless maybe it was T4, there was some kind of strange delay.
Yeah.
Because it would sit there and it would just like.
It's T4.
It's T4.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it traded there. Because I was changing the stop and to bring the stop in, and it was like, you're out, right? And then it could just hit get flat.
Yeah, exactly. What do we see crude doing here? I mean, we're kind of in a range bound here with these lows at 57.32. And we had that breakout to retest highs and we failed.
I think if crude could sell, I know you got to be patient on crude. It's such a big contract, so I'd want to buy it. If it got below 25, we'll maybe wait for a trade. The yen's been getting beat up, so I'm still waiting for it to drag down the market. So on the like to see if we get the NASDAQ, get it to turn under the band. I'm still waiting for the spread charts. It's taking forever to come up.
Yeah. Kind of a key level on a breakout on crude is going to be 57.49. See if it's going to break out some of those highs up there.
I gotta see where the next number is. That was the intraday numbers that we've hit on Larry's numbers, so
Yeah.
the tough spot. It's like getting a buy signal above the top band right now, you know. That's a sell zone, and I'm not a buyer here. I guess it's just not T4 because, I mean, look at this. The news came out overnight about Bank of China hinting at QE. But it's almost like they re-released it or something, and the market just, NASDAQ and S&P, and that just ripped higher. So looking at the NASDAQ, how we made, you know, morning sell-off, pushed a new high, morning sell-off. This is the critical area. To stay bullish, got to keep it from breaking below this low. This was some huge, it either was huge or some just algo that went. It dropped 10 in one print.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was going to take a stab at that one, but I knew if I put it in when I thought I would have, I'd either get filled at 38 or 48, which
Yeah, exactly.
honestly it was, I probably would have got filled at 42. You almost have to bid it, right?
Exactly.
All right, here comes my spread charts. See, this does it too. So the S&P is pretty overvalued compared to the yen. We'll see how long that lasts. I would almost say crude is undervalued because we've had this big push lower and crude's kind of went sideways.
Yeah.
When you think about the dollar's fallen from, let's just say from here to here, and crude has gone up just a little amount, buck something. It's a 4-hour chart, you know.
Yeah. See if we get a bounce here.
So people, if you're manually trading the NASDAQ, you'd want to stay, you know, looking underneath this band for longs. Which we just had this little move down. Anything, I would say, like I give an anchor price. So the idea is when I'm looking at different levels, I kind of, I call it an anchor or an anchor price. That number sticks in my head for, I don't know, half the day or whenever, until the price action tells me something different. So that's kind of on what I do, my bias of the market, if it's either up or down. So I even look at this first opening one. I think my original entry was 43. Where was it? Yeah, 43 half. So you got to kind of trade around that to the long side. Till we get above the band or the next level higher.
Got crude just sitting here.
Price action wise, to me, it's pretty heavy. Well, not heavy, but losing upward momentum. Like for this to keep going, I think it just, like I talked about, you need to almost get inventory, so it almost needs to come down here for it to blast it back up here. But to have it blow off to a top and fail in the first candle and then break down and then make a lower low, that's less bullish technically, but it's still pretty dialed in.
Trying to start seeing some retesting highs in price here on crude.
Yeah.
Some of these candles. Big print lower there.
Yeah, now if you can get it down to the 57-ish area. But you see what I mean about that price action? All these guys that reached, right, Joy? Reaching up here for the longs, and you're pretty much bailing out there. I just wonder what would it take here. God, this chart is so choppy. Is it just me or
No,
the crew?
not even close.
It's like it's going up, and look at how aggressive the red bands are coming down. It's just, wow. So now it's gotten to that area where there should be support, but this is, I don't like when price action is that aggressive.
Yeah.
Like to let, as I was explaining, when you drop a knife, you'd like to let it stick into the table before you pick it up. Pretty extended. I mean, it is good to look at the weekly charts, the start of the week, end of the week. I don't know, every day, just to get a good feel where you are. Daily, we've been stuck in this high range. A lot of times that's considered consolidation for another push higher. I know the, let's see at the 10 o'clock bar. There was a spike up. The 9 a.m. bar, which is this bar,
Yeah.
was that Glencore inventory number. Monday and Thursdays at 10. 9 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. Interesting.
Definitely extended.
We'll see if the S&P and Nasdaq now are getting into a buy range, but I think they got to play catch up with the yen. So I'm gonna kind of. What happens is you even notice on Larry's numbers and trades, you get a trade and there's kind of like there's a good trade and then there's a second trade, and that one, even if it's at the same area, it's just less effective. So it's the idea that now in this pullback, if I were looking to go long, I'd be more patient. Some of the metrics that are followed are just like off the charts. Like I just saw they have the margin debt numbers and it's unbelievable. It's so much higher than 07 and of course 2000. But that kind of metric, we could have another 6 months left of this before it goes to lower levels.
Yeah, a lot of selling here.
Gotta blow these charts up. They're so strange. Interesting how the 15-minute on the Nasdaq's starting to roll over on the gold. See if it needs to pull to a lower level. There was something about this big sell-off candle. It was so fast. I wonder what the volume was on that. Obviously, it was the open, so it was big, but it was just like all the retail people buy, and also buy. Another push lower in the yen.
Yeah, for sure. Lower highs, lower lows, testing those occurring previous on the
yes, sir.
5 minutes. See if you take out that low on 56.82 low on crude.
You'd definitely like to see this area hold, like 70-ish. That's why you got to respect price action. You could see what I was talking about with that kind of blow off top, failed high, let me keep that expanded. It pressed for new highs and closed below the old high. So now it has to sell off in order to get buyers. With stock, it's different. Like I was talking about, how they literally at firms had inventory. So like we got to sell all these shares of J&J or something. So they would just lower the price so they can get buyers. But in this case, it's just raw price action. I just think this is all catching up, stocks and crude catching up to the yen. Just trying to be patient. Now the S&P took out its low of the U.S. session, so gotta kind of watch that. I'm neutral now. Dollar's taking another push lower. It should eventually give crude a bid, It's awful quiet over there.
Well, no, yeah, I'm just watching it. I mean, it's just not seeing any volume step in yet in the bid.
Should give a pretty decent bounce here, crude. Because the dollar is just, you can see the yen chart above it.
Yeah. The charts would load, right, rather than be frozen.
Oh, for the room? Or just your T4?
Well, just in general,
I do like how there were some people that used to see the trade room off their phone. That was pretty interesting. Could zoom in.
yeah.
So what you see in the market, there's this kind of ebb and flow. You've got your areas and your zones, your buy and your sell, and your buy and your sell, and then when there's a change in other external markets, like what's going on right now with the dollar. I mean, the euro is almost at the day high. Looks like it wants to break out on the 1 hour. So sometimes that's where you've got a zone and then you got to step out to the 15-minute. 15-minute. I mean, this could get down to 20 today.
What spots do you like being a buyer on crude?
What's that?
What spots do you like being a buyer on crude? Kind of getting in our zone right now, right?
You got number one. I'd definitely take two for a shot.
Yeah.
Might even, it does its thing and then goes. It's just I mean, look at this euro. It's in the yen. The dollar is dropping pretty good. That should push. That should be pushing crude up, but it's half asleep. We'll see if that's a more aggressive trade, but
Yeah, for sure.
probably be a good one. It's definitely with a huge dollar move like that. It should rally 50 cents, but it's not.
Yeah, it's still stuck.
I guess that's relative strength stuff.
Higher highs, higher lows, testing the highs of current. Let's see how it holds.
Oh, you got a 5 minute coming along?
Mm-hmm.
Got to close like, what, 57 or higher in 2 more minutes.
It's got to close 99 or higher.
That 1 cent does a difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're cracking me up. Oh, Dalio's bullish on China, really? Because when they do QE
They don't mess around.
in China, they don't mess around. They'd be like, we'll buy a couple trillion worth of whatever today. All right, get another push lower in crude.
Yeah, see how it interacts with these lows.
Whatever, mix new low, it doesn't matter. You're going to have buyers waiting below.
Yeah.
At some point.
Still seems heavy, though.
Got the push lower.
Yeah, I've traded below that previous low there.
Larry's first number is at 59. 56.59.
For a buy.
Yes, sir.
Could we be seeing a number 2 here in a second?
It's kind of a skinny one. You know?
Yeah. See how this interacts with these highs, the 57s.
At where? Oh, 57 even.
57,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought you meant 0.57, like cents. Like, did my charts freeze and it didn't drop 20 cents? 40 cents?
No.
Blew through it.
Went through what?
Well, close. It went through it.
Did it? Still heavy.
I just can't believe it because the euro is just like the dollar is just cratering.
Is it?
Let's go back and look at this. I mean, crude should be making a new high right now, but oh well. Maybe number 3.
Be nice to see the mighty megaphone today, huh? We're back at the buying levels of the open, though, you know?
Right. Yeah, you're.
Still got a lower high on our 5-minute here. Let's see a high low get put in. Nice reversal candle, though. See this trade near 57s or 97s. Trade higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
Start taking out highs on price here.
I've got a 5-minute blue arrow coming. Yeah. To end in, well, 5 more minutes. A lot could happen between now and then, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Please don't freight train. One more sell-off. It's better price action. You
Yeah.
know, it's definitely a bottoming pattern right in here. So
Yeah.
see what we can see.
Big push there.
Like to get
Another
long it.
push.
I like to get long the Nasdaq on this. If it can pull back to like 40, 41.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of a sloppy turn.
Sloppy turn on what?
On when you look on how it just the way it did it.
Yeah.
So if it's bottoming, it made a lower low, higher low. This pullback should hold at like 40, half on the Nasdaq. So like great. You would like to see it hold in this area. Definitely not take
Yeah.
out 39.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of just had a blow off top in the euro. It's 30 handles, 30 ticks lower than the high a minute ago. Let's see what crude does on the test of the low now.
Mm-hmm.
Tough spot. Oh, similar pattern. It should hold in here.
You think so?
Delete Fibonacci.
What? Just kidding.
It's old news, man. You know it.
Still playing into Still playing into it though.
I know, isn't that what happened that day? That was like a big move day or something.
Just, I'll convince you at some point they still work.
Oh, I think they work. Don't get me wrong. I already have my plate full of technical indicators in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Just a couple.
Yeah. See if it's going to push him to go to new highs on crude, take out that old high.
If it holds in here, though, it probably will blast, right?
Yeah. See how this candle forms here on the 5 minute? Got lower highs and higher lows, testing midpoint of current, higher previous.
Starting to feel like all aboard the Nasdaq Express.
Yeah, you were a buyer all day on NASDAQ, right?
Yeah, I thought it would come back down. I was trying to get... I had it all set up to bid at like 41 or 42 and never just sat. You know, it looked like it was going to give, one of those shots, and
Yeah.
it's still below the band, so the 5 minute. But to chase it here is...
Risky.
On the open, it's better to chase. Because, like, in this area. Because when it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes. But this time of the day, you got to be patient.
See how this retests the highs here. On crude.
That held too. I think that has more catching up to do to the dollar down move.
Yeah.
I think crude can get to 30, 57, 30. Let's see here.
Got a fight going on.
Yeah. Let me slide this over. Crude is slow and then it goes, right? So as it made a low, then it made its move. First pullback, second move, second pullback, third move. But if it breaks here, then it kind of invalidates this up move.
Rally. Yeah.
Now it seems like the dollar's rallying and crude's going down. It's just stuck in the mud.
I mean, at some point you'd want to see it come back down and retest some of these lows. You know?
I think at this point that would be more bearish. I mean, if it went down back to here, it'd probably make a new low. I think it's almost like now it's made its trend line. If it just got to hold.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
Kind of like when it does this to do that, then it should do this, and if it doesn't, then it's like something. Dollar just cratered and crude went down. Like
we back to our correlation again?
It ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Seems like we're getting a push higher on crude here.
Yeah, this will be the third push. When it blows through 12, we'll see if it gets to 30. Failure. Printed 12 and fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
Try it again.
Keeps getting whacked.
It'll catch up.
New print on a 5-minute. Let's see what it does here.
It's percolating. It's going to be a failed breakout.
I don't know. It's going to have
Printed.
some momentum when it breaks.
Oh, the breakout buyers got hoodwinked. I wonder if this is, if you look on, let's say, it's pretty clear on the NASDAQ. If you drew a trend line, it's basically the gold band broke the trend line and now it rallies up underneath. We'll see if that's a big sell zone. That's just raw technical analysis, but
Just hanging out dead in the water here, huh?
crude.
There it goes. Just push 15s.
So if I get on the Zello, if I see a major change, what I'm looking at right now, the price action. I mean, I just talk about the NASDAQ because that, it's the same for the S&P. They're just pretty correlated. So, I look at it where it's obviously in an uptrend right now, but price action wise, as you back out on the higher time frames, it's pretty normal for it to take a rest. So I'm less aggressive bullish, but not be shocking to see this at some point close that high up here. I'd really prefer it to sell off though. Get down in this. It might be too much, but you make a new low to the 30s. And then crude, once it gets to 30, then I would probably say 40 is the midpoint. Crude, it can do anything. It definitely had a pretty big dollar move. So it should catch up to it. Come on, crude, give me a spike right now. When does the ignition algos hit? So I guess if I see a change in a bias, I'm still mildly bullish on the NASDAQ. Mildly bullish on the crude. If you can get a buy under the bands again, Same thing here, like if we can get a pullback 42, 41 on NASDAQ. I'll shout it out if I see it. If not, we'll see you on the wrap-up call.